So, hello and welcome everyone to this session at DN School. On behalf of DN School and Outbound School, I welcome you all and very thanks to all of you for joining us. So, Ayoub, can we have you on the video as well? And Jessa, can we have you on the video as well?
Yes. How are you?
I'm good, Ayoub. How are you?
I'll take time to come on video.
Okay, fine. Okay.
You can come. Why you are taking time? Now you don't have beard to groom, so you can come.
Yes, we would like to see you. Before we start, I can even have opinions from audience as well. So, audience, would you like to see Jay on video? Yes or no in the chat section? Quickly.
A lot of people are saying yes. Oh,
yeah,
finally,
so finally have him.
Hi, Ayoub.
Finally, you got beard
Hi.
and hair.
How are you?
Yeah, I have some, but that's how we grow in domaining. That's how we grow here.
Yes.
Okay, so we finally have all of you here. And before we begin, it has been a long time since I have also been here on the videos. So first of all, I would like to ask all of you, how is everyone doing? I hope everybody is doing well, and especially with your sales at the domain, and especially with your domain sales. So can I have few answers in the chat section? Come on, guys. I think nobody is in the mood of answering, I think. So let's start the
I
session.
can see Shukar in the audience. I think he has some good sales on Clubhouse as well as outbound. So Shukar, would you like to say something on that? He's been selling, through outbound.
Yeah, anybody who would like to come up and speak about the sales or anything like that, I can hand over the mic to you and we can speak.
Shukar, if you'd like to come, we can, hand over the mic to you, Shukar.
You can also share with us your experience in selling first name, last name, Shukr.
Absolutely.
Okay, I cannot see anybody raising hand or interested in speaking, but in case you want to speak, you can let me know anytime. So,
Karan is my student from Punjab and he got some few sales in March. Can you type in Karan your sales?
Anybody who would like to come up and speak?
If you want to come up and speak, you can come.
Okay, Karan, I'll
Should I
just
invite you?
the mic to you. Yeah, fine. You can speak in Hindi. I'll just hand over the mic to you.
Hi.
Hi, Karan.
Hi, Karan.
Hi, Karan.
ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋ ਵਧੀਆ
ਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸੋ
ਵੈਰੀ ਗੁੱਡ ਦੱਸੋ ਸੇਲ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੇਲ ਦੱਸੋ
मैं जी मेरी मार्च में तो बहुत अच्छी सेल्स हुई थी मैंने मार्च में वेब नीच सेलेक्ट किया था तो उसमें मैं आपको अभी मेरी शीट से दिखाता हूँ उसमें मेरी क्या सेल्स हुई थी
Karan Paji, web niche से ਤੁਹਾਡਾ मतलब web agency and website like that?
ਭਾਜੀ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ NY ਵੈਬ ਏਜੰਸੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਫਸਟ
guys come to hindi because some of people
sorry
yeah
nywebagency.com मेरी फर्स्ट सेल थी
ओके
उसके बाद मैंने बेचा होनोलुलु डिजिटल मार्केटिंग 160 टेनेसी वेबसाइट डिजाइन 185 Kentucky web designer $100 Las Vegas web development 75 only Arkansas web designer 150 and website design Arkansas for $90 to same buyer.
Nice. And they all were in March.
Yes, all were in March and मार्च के लास्ट 4 दिनों में ये सारी सेल्स हुई हैं only in 4 days.
और ये सब मार्च में थी राइट और आउटबाउंड के थ्रू
जी आउटबाउंड
बहुत बढ़िया
पता नहीं क्या हुआ मेरी अभी सेल्स ही नहीं हो रही
कोई नहीं हो जाएंगे, होता है कभी कभी, होता है।
कोई गल नहीं, पेशेंट गेम है, आराम से सब होंगी, सेल्स होंगी, बस
हिंदी
अपना कॉन्फिडेंस रखो और सब सेल्स होंगी। अभी जो आउटबाउंड कर रहे हो, जो प्रोसीजर फॉलो कर रहे हो, वो छोड़ना नहीं है। गो अहेड, ठीक है ना?
Guys, just sorry to interrupt, but there's someone asking if it is going to be Hindi alone across only. I understand English. No, the session is going to be in English. It's only because Karan wanted to speak out in Hindi, so we carried out in that language.
Yes, and Divya, I think someone has raised their hand.
Yeah, I'm just allowing him to talk.
And last, what can be done? Hitesh will summarize the whole session in Hindi. Okay.
Yes. मैं तो हितेश सर को थैंक यू बोलना चाहूंगा, उन्होंने मेरी बहुत हेल्प की है इसमें।
We will learn from our guest speakers who have joined us for the first time, and we will do another webinar in Hindi.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So thank you, Karan, for your
Hindi
sales.
और पंजाबी में करेंगे एक दिन।
Thank you.
And who's the next person who wants to discuss with sales? Come up, raise your hand. Margit Khatab.
I think Margit Khaba is the one.
Yeah. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Go ahead.
We have given you the access to speak. You can.
We have given you access. You can speak now.
Majid Khattab, where are you?
I think he just left. He left.
No, he's there. He's still there.
Okay.
It's one of my audience in.
Oh, nice. Welcome, Margit. How are you?
Based in Egypt.
Oh, nice. Margit, you have an option to speak. You can speak now.
I'm speaking, but your mic is off. I think so.
I think your mic is off, Margit. If you see your mic is off.
Yeah, you're not connected to the audio.
I'm using my PC. Is saying you have to connect with your audio.
He's not connected to the audio. He's not connected to the audio. He needs to connect to the audio.
Yeah.
Margit, you need to connect with your audio on the system.
On the left side of your screen, if you are from laptop, on the left side of your screen, you see a mute button, a mic basically. Click arrow on that and select your speaker and microphone from that. Select same as system or whatever the option you are getting. Then we will be able to hear you.
Or maybe Ayoub, if you can explain him in Arabic, maybe he would be able to easily understand that.
مجيد، ممكن أن تقوم بتغيير الميكروفون موجود في الحاسوب، أو أن تقوم باستعمال الهاتف الخاص بك حتى يشتغل لك الميكروفون. Okay. By the way, he understands English very well. He don't have any problem with English.
Okay.
Nice.
You can use your phone. It will work.
He's saying he'll sign out and sign in from his phone now.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, sure.
So in the meantime, if anyone else is there, or maybe we can start.
Yeah. Anyone else who wants to speak, or shall we begin? Okay, I don't think somebody is there to speak, but I cannot read the name. Probably has not entered the name. Okay, I'm just allowing you to talk, and then you can let us know your name as well.
There's someone else also raised his hand from the attendings.
Hi guys, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
Okay, I'm sorry for my name. Because I was in a hurry. I was using my phone, then I shifted to my computer, and I don't have the same email as. Anyway, long story short.
No issues.
Welcome, Margit. I'm doing outbound marketing. I created some Python scripts to scrap emails from yellow pages of Canada, yellow pages of the US, some local websites that I can retrieve emails. Then I try to contact them manually, so I don't use any automatic way to outbound the emails. And I'm looking for a web application that can do this for me, and it's preferably using API, because I am a web developer and I don't like to use the UI. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Magad. So you're basically here to learn how you can, make your outbound fully automatic, right?
Yeah, because I'm scrapping
Nice.
emails, I'm scrapping phone numbers. I don't want to use SMS marketing for the time being because it's costly. Email marketing is for free.
You
And
are using,
I want something with APIs, most probably.
you are using Dr. Karkar software to scrap emails?
No, I'm using my own. I'm using my own script. I am a developer.
Okay.
Okay, very nice, very nice.
If you want, I can share it. I
from Yelp and all, and then how you get those emails? That is also through the automated system, or you do it manually?
For the emails, for example, my script is using Selenium. First of all, I go to the web page. First I scrap the total pages. Then I go page by page. I scrap URLs, and from every URLs, I go inside that web page and I scrap the phone number as well as the company name, and I scrap everything up, and I created an Excel file with all the emails I want, and this is it. It's not that complicated.
So you are getting the emails from their websites, directly from their websites, right?
Yeah, exactly. From first from Google search, then I'm scrapping the first 10 pages. Then from that, I'm going
Good. That's all the automated system. Very nice.
Yeah, I can see this, but now I'm stuck in the API to send emails. I have one. I have someone. I can just Google them, but I want something that it's efficient. It goes to the inbox. I don't want to go to the promotions section or the spam.
You send emails using Gmail or professional emails?
Even for the Gmail, I created an automated script. What it does, what I do is, if I can send emails through Gmail, we're just using SMTP, which I don't want to use, because I can just send. If I send HTML emails, I can most probably I will go to the spam, even with Gmail SMTP. That's why I use plain text. But if I use plain text, I will lose the ability to track emails, because I want to track the opened and the non-opened emails, right? So I created a script that I just created emails that goes to the drafts. And from the drafts, I just go there, and every hour I send manually 10. I just click 10. I just click send. So my script is sending emails to the drafts. Brilliant.
Very nice. Very nice. Good.
Have you ever used?
I followed Mr. Kehel. Mr. Kehel.
Mr. Kehel is doing the same thing.
I think you're in the right hands now.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is it.
Jay, you're not audible. Your mic. Jay, your mic is off.
Test. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Jay, sir, you need to unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Jay, unmute yourself.
No, is it good? Do I need to mute?
No,
not
myself?
You.
Not you, Magid. We're talking to Jay.
You can also mute.
Sir, yeah.
Jay, we're not able to hear you. Mute your mic. Unmute mic. No, I think so. He's not speaking to us. He's speaking to someone else on the phone.
Maybe.
He's speaking to someone else on phone.
I don't think so. He's looking to the camera. I think he's speaking to us.
I speak.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So everything is automatically done, but I have when I just started, I sold a website. I sold a domain name for the Canadian market in upon the first 3 days with this method.
Great.
Yeah, this is the first. I even sold a Canadian domain that I cannot even sell, because the Canadian extension, you cannot have it if you don't live in Canada. But I could sell it even before the seller could know that I am not even living in Canada. You know it? So I sold it before even I got troubles. I didn't know about that in the beginning, but then I realized, fuck it, I can't do this anymore. And the issue that I have right now is maybe the first one is APIs to send emails, because I don't like to do this manually. From the drafts, I go to the draft and I start sending from the draft, because it's more easier for me, but I don't like it. It's even painful for me. I don't like even to go to the drafts and click send. I do everything automatically. I create the body of the email. I added the emails to the BCC or to the CC. I just go to the drafts and start sending, but I don't like to do this as well. I want something automatically done with a cheap price. This is the first problem that I have. And the second problem that I have is The second problem that I have is follow up and shit, because I'm doing this using Gmail and it's not a platform that I can do a follow up and everything. So I need to do, I don't like manual. I wish that I have a platform with APIs, of course, that I can see the opened one, automatically send a follow up like MailChimp. I want something automatically done. I don't want to follow up with the client manually. I hope that you get my idea. Thank you.
Have you ever used Hunter and Smart.io?
I used Hunter.io for tracking my emails from the drafts because this fucking mail track, the mail track, it's an HTML, this one that it's added to the email to track it. It's really hard to do it automatically. So I used Hunter.io just for tracking my emails, but I didn't use it for automatic stuff. No, not yet.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. I think we are getting already late for the session. So
thank you so much.
If you permit me, yeah. Thank you, Majid, for sharing. And let's now, without any delay, let's now come on to the session. So guys, today's session is on learning outbound strategy for the Geo Domain Names. And tonight we have with us Ayoub Kehel, who specializes into the outbound strategy for domain names. Now he has been into sales from a long time and is now, and when you talk about domaining, now he has specialized into this sector in the outbound strategy for selling the domain names, for selling geo domain names. And to briefly introduce Ayoub, he is an internet marketer, YouTube instructor, and a digital marketing consultant. Apart from these, he has also been the first instructor to teach domaining to the Arab area. Ayoub, I welcome you to this session by Arabian School and Arabian Skill on outbound strategy. And we look forward to learning much more from you, especially in selling the domain names, because outbound sales probably is one of the best ways to generate revenue in domaining, as far as I know. So I welcome you to this session and we look forward to hearing you. Apart from this, we have with us Utsav Suri. And to be very honest, I take an immense pleasure in welcoming Utsav Suri with us, because there's one reason behind this, and that is like Utsav started his journey recently in domaining. And that was probably when we started the sessions on domaining, and he was one of the learners there. And I must call him a passionate learner and a quick grasper who has now made around 100 sales, and that too mostly through outbound sales. Apart from this, and his passionate learning and the zeal to learn, probably let's say the zeal to learn, landed him as a speaker in NamesCon Online 2021 as well. And tonight he is there with us as a guest speaker. Utsav, I welcome you to the session.
Thank you, Divya, for the warm welcome. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Now we have together with us the co-founders of DN School, that is Hitesh, Wadhwa, and Jay Podyan. So welcome, Hitesh sir and Jay sir, I welcome you to this webinar. Now, moving ahead with the session, I would now like to invite Hitesh sir to give us a picturization of the outbound sales in the domaining industry. Hitesh sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Divya. Hello, everyone. Once again, I welcome you to the show. See, we all know how to buy domains, okay? But the problem here comes is that how to sell the domains. There are two ways to sell domains. One is inbound, which means that you have to park your domains, you have to list your domains in some aftermarket companies like Afternic, Cedo, Dan, and the other process is through outbound, where you have to outreach a prospect via email, via phone, in person, or through any event, or through any other means through which you can basically contact the person, showcase your portfolio, showcase your domain, tell him about your features about the domain or attributes of the domain, and just pitch the domain to him. It's a simple language, like you don't have to give a big description and all, and just approach them, and that's it. See, we all do businesses. And to get the new clients, we have to do this cold emailing. We have to send either through manually or through automated tools. Fine, it's a complete process. We try to target the prospect inbox, but if we fail, even if you fail to get the attention of email, sorry, I'm going wrong in this way actually. Let me get back to this. So today in this workshop, through Mr. Kehel and Utsav, we will discuss how we can start your domaining journey in the outbound and learn the best practices of email outreach through Mr. Kehel. He has done this marvelous job of automating a complete system, like we heard from one of his students. So over to you, Utsav, and to Mr. Ayoub.
Thank you, Hitesh. So, first of all, I would like to say it's my honor that, I have been a part of Urban Skill and DN School from last 1 year. Like Devya said, I started my journey with them. I learned, from Hitesh sir, Jay sir, and Vinesh Bhaskarala. So I learned a lot from them, and I have been doing decent, while doing outbound and selling domains. And I'm glad to be a part of this seminar again. And especially now we have Ayoub Kehel as well. I think it's, I won't be wrong if I say him, he's the king of domain outbound, in Morocco. He's been doing really great, and he has a lot of students as well, whom he's teaching and doing a great job for his community. So I met him on Clubhouse, and I was really amazed, by his sales and the way he was telling us of the tools which even I didn't heard about, previously. So that's the reason I asked him, if he can be a part of this seminar and can teach us about, what knowledge he has and if he would like to share. So thank you so much, Ayoub, for accepting our proposal and, being here with us. So it's over to you, Ayoub. We would like to learn from you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
But before, sorry to interrupt, but before you start, Ayoub, I would like you to introduce yourself and also describe your domaining journey in brief.
Okay, no problem. So I'm Ayoub Kehel. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Morocco. I have now 5 years in experience in domain name industry, and 3 years in doing outbound. This year is my first year as a full-time domain investor. So I work only now on the domain name. I don't work any place else. So I'm teaching the domain for Arab people in Arabic, because I saw that the domain is not that famous in the Arab countries. So I take the initiative to teach that for Arab people. And now a lot of my students making great sales doing outbound marketing. And I hope that I give some good value to you also to improve also your outbound strategies and so on. And okay, and again, sorry for my English, because English is not my native language. So I'm trying my best to explain.
You're doing good. Your English is good, Ayoub. Trust me on that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you.
So I think, Ayoub, we can start with the presentation. Miran, you can tell us how we can pick up gems from expired domains, because I can see a lot of people in the audience as well asking about that from where we can pick some domains at a cheaper price, and then you can continue, what kind of factors do you consider, while picking a domain, and then which niche, you think, it's good, to start with, and then how you find out end users, how you send emails. So one by one, we can go to that process. So if we can, just share the initial part, that how you search for the gems from the expired domain, especially. Thank you.
Okay, shall I share my screen now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Can you see it?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you so much, and welcome to everyone again. Today we will learn about the outbound marketing for geo domains. As you know, there is lots of different types of domain names. There is brandable domains. There is exact match keyword domains, alphanumeric domains, and lots of domains. But today we will talk about how to sell geo domains, because geo domains are the easiest way to sell domain names. Okay, so as I said the last few minutes, who I am, I'm Mr. Kehel, or Ayoub Kehel. I'm 29 years old from Morocco, and 5 years in experience in the domain name, and also teaching the domain name for Arab countries in Arabic. Okay, what are the geodomains? For example, when you pick a domain which contains a city name plus a niche plus a local business plus a job or stuff like this is simply the geodomain. For example, miamilawyers.com, chicagocarpetcleaner.com, which is a cc plus a local service. For example, New York Music School, which is a cc plus music institution, and also Texas Flowers, which is simply a city plus a local business. Okay, those are some examples of geodomains. Now let's see why people should buy geodomains. Now we are talking about end users, not about us as a sellers. Simply, when someone, for example, owning Chicago Dentist.ca or ChicagoDentist.org or .net, this person has to upgrade his domain name from .net, .org, .us, any other extension to .com. As you know, the .com is the king. Second thing that people must buy the domain name, geodomain, simply to upgrade his domain name from 3 words, 4 words to 2 words. For example, someone owning besttexaslawyers.com, he must own texaslawyers.com, which is easy to spell and short. As you know, the short domain is the better to have, and it has value more than long domain. Okay. Also, when people buy a domain name, he can simply redirect all the traffic coming from this domain name directly to his main website. What I mean by this, for example, if you sell texaslawyer.com, you can neither take the domain name and build the website on it, or if someone already have a website, he can simply keep the same website and redirect the traffic coming from Texas Lawyer to the main website that he owns. And also, there is a lot of local businesses paying ads on Google, doing Google ads, PPC. When you own, for example, when a buyer owns a domain name, which is a geodomain, he will cut down the marketing expenses because the traffic coming from this domain name, which is a geodomain, is a free traffic. So it means that he will get free traffic, and also he will not pay a lot of ads, doing paying ads. This is why the buying a geo domain is a great way to cut down the marketing expense. And finally, having a geo domain is a great way for geo exposure, because there is a lot of businesses online in many cities that have the same their own name. But owning also a geo domain is a great way to have a good branding, to give the person the ability to remember this business. This is why a lot of local businesses buy geo domain. So after seeing why should people buy the geo domains, now we will see how to find geo domains. To find geo domains, there is a lot of methods. Today, I will talk about 3 methods. The first one, which is expireddomains.net. This website, I will explain it later in this session, in the practical tutorial. And also, you can find a niche and then generate a domain name, which also I will explain it later in this session. And also, the final and the third way is buying a geo domain from another investor. For example, you buy a domain, for example, from Utsav, it's a geo domain, and you will sell it to the end user. This is how you can find geo domains, and I will teach that, and I will share with you the practical thing, because now it will not be clear. As I said, I will explain it later. So see with me. Now let's see the criteria to respect, because buying a geo domain doesn't mean you will sell it to everyone. You must have a domain name that have value. If the domain doesn't have value, no one will buy it. It's simple. The first thing is the buyer or the domain name must have a Godaddy appraisal no less than 700. Why 700 and not, for example, 300? It's simple because when you start the negotiation process with the buyer, you will send them the screenshot of Godaddy appraisal. When you will send them appraisal of Godaddy, and the person, for example, ask you to pay, for example, just 100, you will say to him, for example, that the domain have value, a retail value of 700, and here is some similar sales, and finally you can sell the domain name for 400, 300, and it's better than having a domain name with appraisal for just 300, which will end you simply sell it for just 50 or 100. This is why the more on Godaddy appraisal, the more is the better. 700, 800, 900, 1000, and okay. The second criteria is the domain name must have a search volume more than 100. It's if it was 100, it's good. If it was 1000, it's very good. It's if it was 10,000, it's perfect. This is why you must also have this criteria in mind. This also is very good criteria. The third criteria that you must respect is a CPC of $1, because when people pay in $1 per click, it means that this keyword has value. It's better than paying 0.011 cents. Okay, this means that you have value in this keyword. And don't worry, I will share everything in the practical section. The fourth criteria is paid ads on Google. You will check the keyword on the domain name. You will go to Google and put it and say see if there is some paid ad. If there is some paid ad, this means that first the keyword that you own have value, and also it means that the potential buyers are there. You will contact also these people and sell the domain name for them. Okay, the fifth criteria is you must find some existing potential end users. You will also check the keyword on the domain name. You will put it on Google and see if there is some buyers. You will see ads. Also, you will see Google Maps and stuff like this. If you find that there is enough potential buyers, it means that this domain name have some value and have the have the ability to be sold very fast. It's better than having nothing. Okay. Another criteria which you have to respect is similar sales. You will, for example, take the keywords on the domain name. You will go to name bio and put the keywords there and check if there is some sales or not. And I will explain everything. Just stay with me. Another criteria that you also need to respect, which is very good. It's not obligatory for me. It's not obligatory, but you have to respect this. Is the domain name must be registered in many other extensions. For example, you own miamilawyers.com. It must be registered in .net, .org, and stuff like this. And if the domain name was developed, it's perfect. For example, if you own, for example, Miami Lawyers, and you find that the domain name is already registered in .net, and you find also that this domain which is .net is already developed, it's perfect. It means also that you will contact this person and sell the domain name for him, which will be an upgrade for him. Okay. After seeing the criteria, now let's see how to find buyers, which is the part who takes lots of time. Okay, how to find buyers? There is many tools. The first one is using Google. When you see Google, you will check the advertisements on Google. You will check the Google Maps also. You will check the Google My Business. There is a lot of buyers there. The second place is Facebook. As you know, we live in a digital world, and this digital world means that a lot of businesses create their own Facebook pages. In this Facebook page, they put their email, they put their website, This means that a lot of buyers are there. You just need to look there and search for the buyers. The third place to find buyers is LinkedIn. As you know, also, LinkedIn is a social professional place which a lot of companies have make some offers there to find some employees and also share their news. You can find a lot of buyers here on LinkedIn. And another place to find buyers, which is a place which we call it local service places, such as Yelp, Manta, Yellow Pages, BBB.org, Wait Pages, Crunchbase, and a lot of places to find buyers. Okay, now after seeing how to find a buyer, which I will explain uh, later in this section, now let's see how to find buyers, but find the email of those buyers. To find emails of those buyers, first there is the first one that you go to the main website and you will find the email which is info.domain name or contact us.the domain name, which is a generic domain name. It's better to find the CEO of this website or the CEO of this company. This will give you the opportunity to sell the domain faster than sell it for a generic domain, but there is some tool that helps you to find buyers. The first one is snov.io. The second one is hunter.io, not .com, sorry. The third is SalesQL, which is my favorite. It finds a good and very good emails, even the personal emails, it finds it this tool. There is also kendo.com and also adapt.com, which I learned about it recently from another investor in Clubhouse. And another one, which is find that lead. It's also a great tool. You can download all the Chrome extension or the Edge extension and install it and do the search. There is also Lusha, which is also very good. And the best one is Rocket Reach, but it's not recommended for beginner because it's a bit expensive. Okay. Now, after seeing the email finder, let's see now how to contact buyers. To contact buyers, we need simply to do outreach using cold email. And to send emails, you will send it manually. For example, you take copy paste, you prepare the email, go copy paste and send the emails manually. Or you will use an automated system which will be a tool like, for example, snov.io, which I use personally, hunter.io, not .com, which I already use many times. There is also Mixmax that you can also use it. Personally, I never use it in the past, but there is a lot of domain investors and outbound person that use Mixmax. Okay. After seeing how to contact buyer, now let's see email tracker, because when you will send, for example, emails, you need to track these emails and see if this person read emails or not. If the person, sorry, if the person didn't read the email, you need to contact him again using another subject line. If the person read the email, you must send follow up for him. So there is a lot of email trackers. For example, there is MailTrack, which I use personally. There is snov.io. There is Mixmax. There is MailTag, and a lot of more email trackers. Now let's see how to write email. Writing email is very important. As you can see, the number one is the subject line. As you can see, hey Jennifer, for example, this is a real set that I will share with you in the last of this session. Hey Jennifer is the subject line. You always need to contact the person with his name. Always personalize your email. If you didn't find the first name of the person, you simply write the domain name. If, for example, selling chicagolawyers.com, you will put on the subject line Chicago Lawyers. Number two, the image. As you can see, I'm putting my image. You must put your image. This creates a trust between you and the buyer. Always put your picture and don't put, for example, any kind of different pictures and stuff like this. Always put your picture. Number three, as you can see, I put the first name and last name. Ayoub Kehel is my first name, last name. Always put your first name, last name. This also creates a trust and creates some professional feeling between you and the buyer. Also, the email, as you can see, Mr. Kiel Ayoub.com, .gmail.com. I don't put, for example, Ayoub123 or Ayoub567. I put Mr. first name, last name, which also give a trust between you and the buyer. Now, number four is the calling, the personalizing and calling. Hi, Jennifer. You put hi and you put the name, which means that you are not spying per people. You are talking with this person, and you know exactly who is this person. Hi, Jennifer. It's a very good way to contact people. Always use it. Always personalize your email. If you didn't find the first name, no problem. Just write hi and send your email. The number five is the email body. As you can see, you say to him that you own this, for example, you own the domain name and you want to sell it. And you say that this is an exact match. And if you have any question or offer, just let me know. To be honest, this email template it's not mine. It's the template of Yogi Solanki, but it's better and perfect rather comparing to my own email. Okay. Number six is the email signature. Email signature. I always put warm regard. I put my name and put my LinkedIn profile. For you, you can put also your phone number. It's better to be an American phone number, and also you can put some any other information that helps you to build a trust between you and the buyer. And number seven, it's simply the email tracker, which is mail track. It means that this person has already read my email, which is better to do. Always track and see if the person read your email or not. Okay. Now, after seeing how to send email, this is the first email. If the person read the email, it's better to contact him again. If he didn't read the email, simply you will contact him again, but using another term and another subject line. If, for example, you send, hey, Jennifer, and she doesn't reply, you will simply write, Jennifer, this is for you as a subject line, and send the same email as you can see now. Okay. Now, if the person read the email, it is better to send him another follow-up, because the real money is on the follow-up. The follow-up is the key to be successful on the domain name industry and especially in outbound marketing. Let's talk about follow-up. After sending the email, for example, today, after 3 days, you will send another follow-up, which is the first follow-up. If the person read the email, you will send them another follow-up. If the person again read the email, you will send him another follow-up. I always get reply in the third the second follow-up. If the person doesn't read the email and he never reply, you will send another follow-up, which will be a last word. You will give some value. You will put your asking price and say to him, for example, if you are interested, please let me know. Okay. Now, to sell the domain name, let's say, for example, that you agreed with the buyer and you want to close the deal. There is a lot of places to close the deal. As you know, if you put the domain name on a marketplace, they will the buyer can go and buy the domain name, which will give you the money, and also the company will get some commission. But for us, as a person doing outbound, the commission play a lot of important thing. Why? Because we are selling the domain name, for example, for 300, 400. It's better to get a cheaper commission. For example, and for me, there is a lot of places. The better and the best for me is Daz.com, which take only 5% if you send them a lead, which is the secure transaction, or if the person go directly to Daz.com and buy the domain name, it will cut only 7%, which is the cheaper place in the universe. The second one is Dan.com, which takes only 5% if you bring a lead for him, or 9% if he go directly and buy the domain name. And also there is the biggest one, which is Godaddy. A lot of buyers prefer to close the deal on Godaddy. Why? Because they trust Godaddy. Always let Godaddy at the end, never talk about it until the buyer asks you to close the deal on Godaddy, because it takes 20% as a fee. Okay. Now let's see some real sales that I already made. Here is another sale that I already made in the email that we saw a few minutes ago, which is Roseville divorce lawyer. Hey Jennifer, here is a sale from Godaddy, because the buyer asks me to close the deal on Godaddy. As you can see, Roseville divorce lawyer sold for $3.99 in this state. You can also be and do more than this. You can sell a lot of names without any problem. Here is also another sale, which is TorontoPianoLessons.com, which is sold for $4.99, which is also a great sale that I already made. You can also do this without any problem. Just you need to learn and practice and never stop and believe in yourself. Okay. Now, after seeing the theoretic thing, now let's see the practical. Okay. I will let you now with Hitesh. After that, I will start the practical thing, and you will see everything that I already do every day to find some good names and contact buyers. Now it's yours, Hitesh. Thank you.
Hitesh, are you there?
You can go ahead, Ostaf. No problem.
Hitesh, sir?
Yes, so you can take over.
So do you want me to explain about expireddomains.net, Ayoub?
Okay, no problem. I will continue. I will continue. No problem.
Okay.
Okay, now just to close this. One minute, please. Okay, to find some good buyers or find some good domains, there is two ways. The first one, we will use expired domains. There is a method that I already use many times, and I explained that to my audience. The first thing that you will need, for example, you go to expired domains, you choose, for example, deleted.com.
Are you sorry to interrupt you, but we can't see the expired domains net screen. So if we can just make it visible for the audience so that they can see a live demo.
You can see it now.
We can only see the PPT. Not.
Okay.
Not,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. Now, I think.
No.
Wait 1 minute, please.
Yes, we can see it now, Ayoub. Thank you.
Okay, now it's good. Thank you so much. Okay, as you can see, we will go to expireddomains.net. We will start from the start. You will go to deleted.com. You will choose this one, deleted.com, all the domains. You will go to show filters. You choose no adult name, only characters, only English. You choose 20 results, and now you will choose a city. You will go to Google. You write, for example, list of all US cities, and you will find lots of cities. For example, you will find this link from Wikipedia. You will go down and choose, for example, any city that you want. Let's say, for example, that you are looking for Texas. You will go to start with. I always put the city at the start. I already tried to sell some domains with city at the end, but it doesn't work for me. It's my own experience. If you want to try, no problem. But for me, I always choose the city at the start. And then you will click on apply filters. After clicking on apply filters, you will click here on reg. Why? Because when you will click on reg, simply this tool, which is expireddomains.net, will make up the domains that are registered in many TLDs. As you can see, this domain is registered in 3 TLDs, this one in 2, and stuff like this. Now let's find some good domain. For example, Texas Finance Company. It could be good, this domain. You will take this domain name. You will go to expireddomains.net or the Godaddy appraisal tool. You will put the domain name first to see the appraisal and also to see if the domain name is available or not. As you can see, the domain is registered. Someone has already bought the domain name. Let's find another one. So you will search using the same way. For example, Texas accounting firms, Texas teachers rock. Yeah, you will find some good domains which is suitable to be as a part of the business. If you didn't find any domain name, no problem. You will check the other pages, and also you will choose another city. Let's see. Let's think that you didn't find any domain name. You will change, for example, the city. Let's see, for example, that you will put Fresno or Tucson. You will take it. You will go and do the same way. Go to show filters, put it here, start with, and apply filter. And again, you will check for any kind of domain name.
I can see personal injury lawyers. Are you Fresno personal injury lawyers? That's a good domain.
Okay, one thing just I forget to mention is you must choose this one, only available domains. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gone. It was registered, right?
It was registered, yes. Always
it was a good name.
Yeah. Always when you're searching about the domain name, always choose a domain which is not more than 3 words, because four words is hard to say. As you know, the domain, when it is short, it is better. Okay, no problem. You will go and search for another one. For example, if you didn't find, no problem. This thing takes a lot of time. For example, this can be good. Veterinary hospital. Let's check it. If we didn't find this, we will see another one, which is my favorite, my own way to find domain names. This one is available, as you can see, Fresno Veterinary Hospital. Now, if you will buy this domain name, not yet. We will go to Google Keyword Planner or any other tool that gives you the search results. You can use Ubersuggest. You can use some Simraj. You can use a lot of another tools. But for me, I'm using Google Keyword Planner. You will go and put the keyword on this domain name. You will make a space between each word, and because of this domain name is on Fresno in United States, we will change the country and put United States, and then we will click on save to see how much search volume on this keyword. From 10 to 100, it's not good. So no problem. We will change the city and continue. Okay. Now, after understanding this method, let's see the second method.
Sorry to interrupt, Ayoub. There is a domain called Fresno Auto Accident Attorney. And I think so it would be having, it is having approximately 30 search volume at a CPC of 467, I think. Yes. Yeah. So is it fine to go for that name?
Which one?
It's Fresno Auto Accident Attorney. If you see, yeah.
Three columns above your arrow. Yeah, go ahead.
This one. Yeah, this one.
This one, yes.
Yes, it's a CPC of $467.
It might be good. Yes, it might be good.
Yeah.
But for me, it have 4 words. So for me, I don't work on domains like this. But for you, you can work for it, no problem.
For me, I have sold a domain called New York Sex Crime Lawyer also. That's a 5-word domain. So it depends upon the person to person. Like it also depends upon your luck, like you are able to sell it or not.
Okay, no problem.
This is a very good domain because it's having a very good CPC, very good CPC.
Okay. No problem.
Right. I think Ayoub, like Umair also said and Hitesh also said, sometimes for Lonish, 4 words work. Like like for city name with personal injury lawyer, or maybe like city name with caraccidentlawyer.com. So these things works with especially knowledge.
Okay, no problem. Okay, you can work on this domain name. Now let's see the second method, which is my own method, which is using Yelp.com. For example, here you can find or you can write any kind of city. Let's say, for example, that you will put Texas. Here you will write anything that you want. For example, plumbers or stuff like this. For example, you will go down and you will find a lot of niches here. Let's say, for example, that you will click on home service. You click on home service and you will find a lot of niches. As you can see here, plumbing, it's a niche. You will open it on a new tab. You will go down and see, for example, painters. You will open it also on a new tab. Electricians, you will also put it on a new tab. And after that, you will go to the tab, for example, for plumbers. You will go down and you will find some sub niches. For example, plumber, heating and air conditioner. There is a lot of niches here. Also, you can do the same. You will go to the sub niches. And in the sub niches, you will also go to another sub niche. Okay. Again, you will find, for example, water heater. There is a lot, for example, battery stores, solar installation, which is a very good niche. Let's see, for example, that you go to electrician. You will find some niches. You will go down and you will find another solar niches, also solar installation. Anyway, let's see, for example, that you want to work on solar installation. It's a very good niche. We will find the page open. Okay, we will take this keyword. You will go to this website, which is generatedomainname.com, which someone from you guys shared it with me. I didn't use it.
It's made by Hitesh, sir.
Yeah, it's a perfect tool. I really like it. In the past, I used Excel or Google Sheets. I do it manually, but this tool is perfect. Let's say, for example, all US cities, solar
And
installation.
sorry to interrupt. Today I added more things also, two more features like recent searches and all. So you will come to know like what people are searching and all. From that, if you
That's
scroll a
nice.
little
That's
down,
nice.
then you will see that. And by the end of next week, CPC and volume will be introduced to it. So it will be a
Yeah,
great
it's
tool for
perfect.
Geo Domain.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's great too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, because we are searching the cities and the city must be at the start, we will click and choose at the end. The niche will become at the end, and here we will choose .com, and then click on generate. We will wait a bit to find if there is some niches or some domains. Now there is a lot of domains that are available. We will need to check if there is some big cities, because sometimes the small cities doesn't have good search volume and search results. This is why we need to check for the big cities first and then check the second cities. For example, here the Chicago is not available. So we will take, for example, any domain just to continue the search. Let's, for example, work on this one. We'll go to check if it is available, and I think it's available. Yes, it's available. We will take this domain name to check if the appraisal of this domain. Again, we will put it here. It's just three. It's not good, but no problem. We will continue searching using this. We will take this one as the Hitesh sir say about it. We'll put it here. As you can see, it respects this. You will go to this place also to check the search volume. You always need to do that when searching a domain name. Always you have to do that, because hunting a domain name takes some time, but it gives a good value. This domain, even it has less than 1K, but no problem. You will go to Google and put it like this. And hit enter. Always when you hit enter, go to settings, search settings, and go down and choose, for example, here Canada. You will choose United States, because the domain is based on the United States. If the domain was targeting Canada, you will choose Canada. If it is targeting Sydney or Australia, you will put Australia. And then you hit save. As you can see, here is the paid ads. As you can see, the paid ads. And here is the Google Maps. There is a lot of buyers that you can contact. 3 pages. It's very good. Yes, it's very good. Also, this person are also attorneys. You can also contact them, and I will teach you how after a few minutes. Now it respects this criteria. Now let's check if this domain name have some similar sales in the past or not. We will take the city name. We will put it here, press no. You will go and choose at the start, because the city is at the start. We choose .com, no hyphen, no number, and hit enter or search. As you can see, there is a lot of sales here. Yes, I think there is a lot of sales, which means this domain name respects also the criteria. Now let's take the second one or the second image. We'll put it here without any space. And then choose anywhere and hit enter. There is a cell which is not recent, but it also means that domain name has some value. After that, you will go and take the same domain, go to the website .db, and then put it and hit search and check. There is no results, but no problem. Let's see that, for example, we want to work on this domain name. After finding the domain name, you will go, for example, to Google Sheets. Why Google Sheets? Simply to collect some leads. For example, here is a lead that I collect for this domain name, which is edmontonvets.com. As you can see, I collect a lot of leads, but let's think that we will work on this domain name, which is Fresno Auto Accident Attorney. For example, you will put the first name. Here you will put the last name. And here you will put the email. I'm trying always to explain everything step by step, just to understand the process. So, because we didn't have any person having the .com or the .net, .org or stuff like this, so we will not work on this. We will go to Google. First thing, we will search like this. You will search, for example, for this. You will start with this person at the first. For example, you will go and look for the website of this person, and then you will pick the email. Okay. As you can see here is the website. This person is using Accident Lawyer Fresno. Okay. Now, to find the email, there is a lot of tools. First of all, you will click on LinkedIn. Always look for LinkedIn page. I think this is not working. No problem. We will go again because I had a voice in this website. This is why I closed it. So we will go again to this website. I will mute this tab. So we didn't find the LinkedIn profile. So we go to contact us to see if you can find the email of this person. This person, not the generic email. We'll go, for example, Sam. Perhaps that this person is called yes, sell Sam. And this person or this email is the real email of this person, which is Sam. Let's go and click on now.io. It doesn't show us anything, but this email is working. So we will take this email, go to our spreadsheet and put it here, and the name is Sam, and also put the name of this person. Okay, this is the first way. You will go and check these profiles one by one. After that, you will contact this person also from the person paying ad, and then check the Google Maps and contact them one by one. And after that, go deep in this criteria and these places and finish all the page. After that, you will take this keyword come back to Google and put in URL like this, in URL, and put the keyword on the domain name and see if there is some result or not. There is only one result for this person, which is, I think, the oldest website that it has been here. No problem. There is only one result. After finishing the results that you have here, you will go again to Google and put all in title like this, and put all in title and put the keyword like this. And again, contact these persons one by one and take the email. Okay. After finishing from Google, you will go to Facebook. Go to Facebook like this. I hope that you understand. You will put, for example, like this. You will not write Fresno because we will do another filter. You will search on it like this. Go to pages, and here in the location you will put Fresno like this. It is only one result, which is good. Also, you will contact this person. After finishing from Facebook, you will go to LinkedIn. In LinkedIn, you will do also the same. Go to the search, put auto accident attorney. Here, because we are searching about attorneys, we will write, for example, people. And here in the filters, you will put CEO like this and show filters. If it is not concerned by lawyers, if, for example, was a company, you will not choose people, but you will choose company. You will not choose people, you will choose company, and then contact the CEO of this company. Okay, you will do, for example, here in Fresno, as you can see. I hope you understand. As you can see, there is also some results. After that, you will go to yelp.com, the same website that we have used to find some names. We will click here and click Fresno because we are targeting Fresno. Here you will find, you will put auto accident lawyer or auto accident attorney. And after that, you will search, but you will contact only targeted person, not everyone. There is also just 2 pages here. After finishing from Yelp, you will also use manta.com. Also, this website is very good for finding some good names. You will also use Wait pages. It's also very good to find some names. You will also use it using the same way. And also, you can use bbb.org. Sometimes this website will not working. Donc, you will use a VPN, and I think that it will might. I always make this thing. I choose a VPN of United Kingdom, USA, and big cities or big countries, and the website works without any problem. So we will refresh the page, and as you can see, the website is working. It works on Canada, on USA, and I think also in Mexico. Okay, now after collecting the emails. Let's think, or let's see that you find all these emails. Now, the first thing that you will know, we need to do is going to the Gmail account and send in emails one by one. You take this email, go to Gmail and send, hi, I own the domain name and stuff like this. Or you can use an automated system. To use an automated system, there is a lot of things. For me, I'm using Snow.io. Let's go to Snow.io. For me, I'm using the paid version. You will go to email drip campaign, but first you will need to create a list. You go here and click a list and create a list. After creating a list, let's think that we'll get, for example, test like this. Here is a list that is test. You will go and import the list. Let's think that you just collect 100. You will upload it here on Snow.io and go and start the drip campaign. When you will start the drip campaign, you will do it like this. For example, here, let's see, for example, a domain that I already, for example, this domain which is sold. Here you can see how many replies. Here you can see how many emails was sent. Here you can see how many times it was open, and here the overview of the drip campaign. Here the list of the domain. For example, here you can send it to your list that you talk about it, which is, for example, test. Here it is the first email, and here the trigger. The trigger is simply telling to the software, if the person read the email, we send him these things. We send him the follow-up. If the person didn't read the email, you will send him another email with another subject line. As you can see here, here is the subject line, and here it's the same subject, but here the subject line is different. Okay, so this person, after sending the email, you will also see if the person read or not. You will send him another follow-up. If the person again read the email, you will send them another follow-up. And also, if the person another time read the email, you will send them the last email, because if the person reply, the drip campaign will stop. It will not send them another follow-up. But if the person didn't reply to the email, this person will receive the email follow-ups. For example, this person didn't read the email. We send him another email, which is the same email, just like this. For example, this email is the same email here, as you can see, but it's used another subject. Again, if this person read the email, he will receive a follow-up. If this person again read the email, he will receive follow-up. And again, if this person read the email, he will receive another follow-up, and so on until arriving to the last email, which is this one. You will give him some similar sales and give him the final price that you will share. Okay.
Ayoub, sorry to interrupt, but can you tell us how we can set up this automatic system and how much does it cost?
Okay. This tool gives you 100 recipients for free. And after that, they will ask you to pay $39 per month. To set up this drip campaign, you will go, for example, to drip campaign like this. Create, for example, a drip campaign. There is a tutorial from the company itself teaching about this, but no problem. For example, here they ask you to put a list. Let's see, for example, that you will choose test like this. Here is the trigger. The first email to this list is like this. Here you can put the first email. just like this. You will put, for example, Utsav as the subject line, and here, hi, Utsav, I own the domain name, and so on. Okay. After that, you will put a trigger, which means you will ask this person if he read the email or not. If this person read the email, he will receive another email again, just like this. If we put a subject line, which is, for example, stop, this person will receive another email using another subject line. But if we didn't put anything here, simply they will send them an email using the same subject line. Another thing, for example, here you can also personalize. For example, here first name, always delete this one. Always first name. If we add the lead directly from the Excel spreadsheet, and this result, for example, have the first name, for example, James, Darrell, Justina, and stuff like this. Simply, the tool will put the same name here. If we didn't provide the first name, they will only write Gustav without writing anything. Okay. Now, if the person read the email, we will send him, for example, the second one. We don't put anything here. For example, here, did you read my email? If the person again read the email, we'll put another trigger here and ask the software if this person read the email. We should receive another. Sorry. We should receive another email, just like this. If this person read the email, we can receive another email. This person will receive another email. For example, hey, how are you?
So basically, Ayoub, trigger means, it will tell you, snob.io will tell you that how many people have read this email, right?
The trigger will say to the to snob.io if the person read the email or not.
Okay. So once it shows that, like out of 300 people, like 50 people have read the email, then you have a automatic system wherein after 2 or 3 days, it will send them an email directly without you doing anything. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. And also you can program it. For example, here, we will choose, for example, here, this person contact open email, and here you can choose, for example, days, for example, here 3 days, or also 2 days. And you will keep it like this. After 2 days, after this person or anyone read this email, after 2 days, he will receive the second email.
And one more question. So when you are sending an email again, is it going as a new email or as the same email chain?
No. For example, if you didn't change the subject line here in the second email, this person will receive email as a reply.
As a new email?
No, not as a new email. I will give you
it will be in the same trail, same email trail, right? I mean, same email chain.
For example, here is a real example. I send them this email. As you can see, here is the first email, and here is the second email. This person has read this email, and here is the second email as a reply, not as another email. When this person receive another email, when, for example, here I put this trigger, if this person didn't read the email, you will put just like this. If this person didn't read this email, and I put another subject line here, for example, Utsav, PPP, so stuff like this person, which is, for example, in this email, when I will send him, this person will receive another email, a new email, not as a reply, because we changed the subject line. Got it?
Right. So whenever we are changing subject line, it would go as a new email, not as a like it's the same email chain, right?
Yes, exactly. When you change the subject line, it will go as a new email, not as a reply. Okay, here you set up the trigger. After set up in the trigger and the drip campaign, here you will find, for example, you will put the name of the campaign. Here you will choose the email. For example, I'm using this email. Here you can, for example, this person has lots of emails. You can choose and ask software to send the email for all emails or just for the first email. If for example, this person with his Mitch have many emails, if we choose, for example, first email, he will only send the email for this first email, which is made midge.landel.com, .gmail.com or .website.com. And if you choose all emails, he will send it to all emails. Here, this tool also can do email verifier. You can upload the list and verify if the email is working or not. And here also you can choose the, enable these things, because sending emails to some unverified email or unverifiable email means that the email will not be sent, and it gives a bad repetition to your email, to the Gmail. Here you can enable the link tracking, enable the open tracking, enable check the missing variable, and stop after a reply. If, for example, I send an email to Utsav and Utsav reply, I'm not interested, or how much, on stuff like this, the tool will not send you another follow-up because you replied. Okay, and also another thing here in the schedule, you can choose, for example, for me in Canada, I choose this time. Here you can also choose the time, for example, in 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or any schedule time that you want. Here you can choose the days, choose the time, choose everything that you want, and after that click on save, apply, and then you will launch and save and start the drip campaign. After launching the drip campaign, now we will need just to focus on finding leads. If you find, for example, 100, and you go another day and find another 100 or 200, you will just go again to the same tool and go to prospects, because you have, for example, here, let's say, for example, here I have only 87, and I collect 100 more. I go here and I put, for example, here I choose the file, and after choosing the file, I will check. Let's do this again, no problem. You will go, for example, here and import the leads. The leads, for example, I have it in this folder, which is leads, and upload file. For example, here you will always skip duplicated, because we don't want duplicated emails. Here, because we have only the first name, we will put the first name and start and import. As you can see, email processed, email added, because I added just 32 new emails. This email has been skipped, and these emails have been some errors. As you can see here, email invalid. You can delete this. You can delete these emails just like this. Here we are not sure if these emails are working or not, so it will send them emails. But if you receive that the email is not working, that's okay, no problem. And here it is good to also to contact this person. As you can see, if this drip campaign is already started, this means these people that I just added, automatically the system will send them email without I ask them to send them email, which is very good to help you on your job. For example, if someone have a job and wants also to work on
Right.
domain as outbound, he can do the same way. Okay.
So Ayoub, how many emails can we send through this campaign on daily basis? What's the limit?
Okay. You will go, for example, to accounts, just like this. Email account. For example, I will show you my setup. For a new email, I don't recommend putting a lot of emails. For example, me, I'm making 300, but I don't send 300 per day. Sometimes I send less than that.
Do you mean 300 for a single name or 300 total emails?
No, 300. You can your maximum sending is 300 email per day. I can send it to 300 person.
Okay, so let's suppose if I have like 4 domains, I can send 100 emails for each domain. Sorry, if I have 3 domains, I can send 300 emails, like 100 each, right, for every domain.
Yes, but I don't recommend that at the start because the email repetition is not good. So I recommend sending just 50 per domain or 20 per domain.
Okay.
Just
And what
do not get banned.
Okay. And what do you think about changing the content, which is in the email or the subject line? Because I've seen, if you are using the same subject line or content, mostly it goes to spam. So I have been recommended by a lot of people to change the content after sending every 3 or 4 emails. And also there should be a gap of maybe, some few seconds after you send the second email. So how do you manage that on the automatic system? So do you have something fixed, like, after 30 seconds or 60 seconds, it will send another email, something like that?
Yes, as you can see, the delay 60 seconds. For example, 1 minute.
Nice. That's nice. That's nice.
1 minute between each email.
Right. And what about the content and subject line? How do you change for every, like after 3 or 4 emails, if you have to?
For the subject lines, I don't change. Just I do just like I show you here on the drip campaign. If the person read the email, he will receive another email with the same subject line. And if he doesn't read the email, he will receive another email using another subject. And I can also do another emails using another subject line with no problem. But if I want to test some other subject lines, I can simply go, for example, here. Let's see, for example, that you want to, sorry, for example, here and here. Oops. Let's see, for example, here, just like this. Well, email, second, third, and fourth. For example, this person, it don't want, but no problem. Well, I think they delete this option. Anyway, you can send, for example, just like this, or you can put another trigger. I think they delete this option. Anyway, you can send an email just like this and change the subject line using the symbol. If you want to change the subject line, you can do it manually. Okay.
Got it. And so you said, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
And you said this whole process, is $39 every month, right?
Yeah, $39 per month. Yes. Okay. You can also use Hunter.io, but Hunter.io doesn't give you options like this. If the person read the email, you can send them another follow-up and stuff like that. For Hunter, just if the person didn't reply, he will receive another follow-up, even if he didn't read the email. Okay, they don't. Hunter doesn't have the power, just like Snow.io.
Got it. And okay. So would you recommend the newbies who are just about to start outbound, should they go ahead directly with the automatic system, or they should do it manually first and then once they have some success in that, then they should move to automatic?
I personally started with manual send. I made a lot of sales doing manual send. And recently, just 3 months, I started doing automated system, which means all the time in the past, all the years in the past, I do it manually. So everyone is a newbie, starts with manual sending. This can be a bit makes you tired. It's true, but no problem. It's worth this effort. And believe me, when you will make your first sale, you will feel like a rock star.
Absolutely. I still remember when I had my first sale, you know, I still do manually. So it excites me, you know, whenever I get how much response, you know, and we are interested. You can relate to that, are you right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing, when someone asks you how much, always reply as fast as possible. Why? Because the person now he is interested. After 1 day or 2 days, maybe he will change his mind.
Right.
So always reply as fast as possible. This will give you the opportunity to sell the domain very fast, and you always need to take it as hot as possible. Don't let it go cold. If this person go cold, it means that this person you can lose it without any dollar or cent. Okay. So I hope you understand.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Ayoub. Thank you. I have a few questions, but before that, I think we have received a lot of questions from the audience as well. So Divya, would you like to, you know, take that? Maybe me, Hitesh, and Ayoub can, you know, answer that. And after that, maybe I can ask my questions from Ayoub. So it's over to you, Divya. Thank you. Thank you, Ayoub.
No problem.
I'll be taking the questions now. So we have first question from Ankur Singh. This is for you, Utsav. Utsav, you were doing live outbound on Clubhouse for one of your domains in divorce lawyer niche. Did you sell that domain or not?
No, Ankur, actually, I'm still in negotiation with one person. I have told him the price, but he hasn't responded yet. And I think tomorrow I'll be, you know, sending him a follow-up. I hope, you know, I close this deal within this next week, and I'll keep you informed on that, Ankur. Thank you.
Okay. Then we have next question. Would you please share the email trackers page again? This is for Ayoub, I think.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Would you please share the email trackers page again? Someone's asking to, Magyat is asking to share the email trackers page again.
Email tracker, I think the one snob.io he's using, right?
For manual sending, I use MailTrack. This one.
MailTrack.
See, for Zoho, you have to use Zoho email tracker, and for Hotmail, Gmail, you can use Email Tracker Pro. Email Tracker Pro, and for that you have to use Zoho. But if you are doing through Snob does it automatically.
Right.
Then we have question from Srini. Don't you mention the domain name in subject? Somebody is asking while outbounding whether you mention the domain name in subject.
Okay, so exactly with the .com you mean to say, right, Srini? Yeah, okay. So I don't prefer that. You know, I usually, let's suppose if I have a domain like FresnoDivorceLawyer.com, so I would either mention Fresno Lawyer or sometime Divorce Lawyer or maybe Fresno Lawyer or domain available. So I'll keep on changing the subject line after 3 or 4 emails so that it doesn't go into spam. But I never use the full, as in, you know, FresnoDivorceLawyer.com or something like that. I have never used that. But I think Hitesh sir has been doing that, and he has been, you know, pretty successful with that as well. But for me, I've always, you know, practiced, you know, changing the subject line either with Divorce Lawyer or Fresno Lawyer or maybe domain available, and you know, I'll keep on rotating the subject line every 3 or 4 emails.
Yes, I do use exact domain name in the subject line. I also sometimes I use the keyword. Sometimes I use domain for you, business for you, or something attractive which could basically should act as a call to action to that person, that he the prospect should open the email. The main target is to push the prospect to open the email. That's it. It can be anything. If you write anything, it will work. So it has to be just related to the content of your message.
Yes,
and also, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, another thing, when, for example, changing subject line, you can also put, for example, if we are selling Fresno divorce lawyer, we can simply write, for example, Fresno lawyer, like this, or for example, Fresno divorce lawyer, just like this, and also this question give a lot of opening in the subject line. Always, if for example this person never open your email, just put a question in the subject line, and this person will open the email.
Right, and to that I would like to add my 2 cents. So whenever I send any email, I always make sure that I'm asking a question at the end, like let me know if you're interested with a question mark, because mostly I've seen when you end the mail with a question mark, you tend to get more reply as compared to what a normal email which you put in. So that thing has worked for me.
Correct. So you can also you can also put attractive lines like, why can't people find you, your business, quick question about your business. So you have a quick request or something like trying to connect. So it has to be like what I said before, call to action. It should be like, it should be basically attract the person to open the email. That's it.
Right. So
it doesn't matter what you write in the text.
Exactly.
Try to be content within 60 words, 60 characters, sorry.
16 characters, right. So Shini, yes, you can use the domain name. However, like Hitesh said, no, it should be attractive and it should be as short as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So before I move on to next question, I have to tell you that I have shared the Telegram group link in the chat section. You can join the group with us for a close mentorship down there with the experts.
Is this a new group, Divya, or the old group?
No, the group one we are into.
Okay. Thank you.
And don't go away. We have a very, very big announcement coming up at the end of the session. Yes.
Okay. Next question is, any idea of an easy online CRM?
Any idea about an easy online CRM?
CRM, okay.
I personally use Snow.io and Hunter.io, so this is my experience.
The easiest one is use Google Excel sheet if you are starting out, and if you have one settled, try to use other CRMs like paid CRMs like Snob is things are costing around $39 to $79. I've been using Snob.io for a long time, but now I don't use it. I'm building one more tool, which is basically a domain managed kind of thing. So soon it will be out, maybe in the month of August. So.
Then we have next question from Sabhin Khan. Which country to target for people who are starting domain?
Okay, you can target some countries that English is their mother language. United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. That works better. Don't, for example, target some countries that speak, for example, German, Spanish, French. Yes, it's true that you can sell domain, but it's preferable and recommended to start with people that talk in English, not any other language.
Yes, and especially when you're starting, I would recommend you just to stick on United States. And once you get some good sales, maybe then you can move on to Canada or maybe, UK market as well. But first of all, you should always focus on the US market, because I think most of us have been, doing sales in the US market only.
And also the cities that, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
And also, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so in the cities that have a big population, big cities, you can make a lot of money in big cities. It not mean that the small cities doesn't have a lot of money, but the big cities is easy to sell comparing to small cities.
Right. So whenever you're choosing any city, make sure it has a population of more than 1 million. And if not 1 million, I think 100,000.
Not 1 million, 100,000 would do. And the keyword should have a good CPC and a search volume, as Ayoub said,
100,000. I think it's a minimum we should look for, right?
Yeah, correct. But if the CPC is good, around 50,000, then look for the CPC.
CPC plays also an important role, right?
Yeah. And you're starting out, US and Canada is the best.
Yeah. Next question is from anonymous attendee. Do you make any exceptions for the GD valuation?
Exception. What do you mean by exception?
I didn't get the question, Divya.
Do you make any exceptions for the GD valuation?
By exceptions, as in, do we use any other thing apart from the Godaddy valuation? Is that what he meant? I didn't get the question exactly.
Me too.
The question is not very clear, but I think that he or she...
See, I personally don't believe in GD valuation, but to convince a client or to basically push a client, you have to give that GD valuation, because GD valuation is the only tool which is freely available to all of us. If we give a ST-bot valuation, it is not accessible by everyone because it's a paid tool. So GD valuation is the best tool. Yeah.
And also, lots of people are trusting Godaddy when they see that Godaddy appraise this domain, for example, for 1,000, they will see that this person or this domain has some value. Otherwise, Godaddy will not appraise it in this price.
Okay, so next question is from anonymous attendee again. Where can we find the recording and the previous ones? You can find the recording on the YouTube channel named as Outbound Skill. You can find all the previous recordings as well there, and this recording also will be posted in a day or two. Okay, so the next question is from Umar. How do results of using automated campaigns on Snob versus manual email sending compare? How can we compare the results of using the automated campaigns on Snob versus manual email?
When you will work on an automated system, this will give you a lot of time to find some more leads. You can, for example, do outbound for 3 domains in the same time. But when you start doing, for example, outbound for using manual sending, you can only work on 1 email. Why? Because finding leads, sending emails, doing follow-up, these things takes time. This is why for me, now I'm using the automated system, but as a beginner, start with manual sending. Okay.
Right, but I think his question was, what's the response ratio when you're doing it manually and when you're doing automatically? So what do you think? You know, what's whether you were getting more responses when you were doing manually from like 100 emails which you used to send, or maybe when you're sending 300 emails, what kind of response are you getting? I think that's the main question. What's the response ratio?
It depends. It depends on the domain itself, and also depend on the niche. There is some domains that I get a response rate of 50%.
Wow,
and there is some domains, I get a response rate of just 10 or 15%. I got a set. It depends on the domain, and also depend on the quality of the lead that you collect from the tools that I shared with you.
Right.
Thank you. Next question is, do you use custom email or personal email to outbound?
Custom mail or personal email. I'm using Gmail account, first name, last name, .gmail.com.
But I use, sorry to interrupt you, go ahead.
No problem.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah, so I personally use a domain name, a business domain name, so that, you know, it looks more authentic. And I also add my website link at the end so that, you know, one can just go up and see that, you know, this is not a spam basically, and they can have a look. It's an authentic, you know, person who has been sending emails. So I personally use the business domain name, but like people like Ayoub and other people have seen, you know, they're using Gmail as well and getting pretty good success. I think Ayoub, you can talk about how you use Gmail, and if you get any questions that, you know, do you have any online presence or not, you know, while sending it through a Gmail ID.
For a professional email, I already use professional email, but I see that lots of my emails go to spam. This is why I stick with Gmail, because Gmail go to inbox.
Okay, so but when you're sending through Gmail, like you said, I think I saw that you only add LinkedIn at the end, right? There is no
Yes.
website which you add.
For now, I don't put a website, but
Okay.
I already buy first name, last name, my first name,
Okay.
last name,
Right.
and I will create a good website on it.
So do you get any questions like, how can we, prove, like, trust you that you are a genuine person, with the, you don't have any internet presence as in, website. Do you get some questions like that from the
No,
clients?
I only have some questions just like the proof of the ownership of the domain.
Okay.
Just I redirect the domain I'm trying to sell to his main website and it works. But
Right.
this kind of thing, that how can I trust you and stuff like this, I never get this.
Okay. I used to get that, so that's the reason I created, the business email along with the website.
That's nice. This is why I put the LinkedIn profile.
Right. At least you have something to prove that it's an authentic person who's sending an email, right?
Yes. And also the same picture I put on the Gmail is the same on LinkedIn.
Oh, nice. Right.
Also give a trust for the buyer.
Right.
And we'll move on to the next question. That is, which one is better, Snap.io or Sales QL, and why?
For me, there is no better than another one. Why? Because sometimes when you are using a lot of email finders, sometimes Snap.io can find some emails that Sales QL doesn't find. And sometimes Sales QL finds some domains that another one that doesn't find. And sometimes Kendo does Kendo, the Chrome extension, find some emails that the other one doesn't. This is why I don't recommend sticking with one email tracker. Use many email trackers to find some good domain, and always verify if these emails are working or not.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next question then. Hi, is this trigger setup required for each lead, or we can import all the leads that will be applicable to all leads in that spreadsheet? He's talking about some trigger setup required for every lead. We talked about
when you push the trigger, it will be applied for everyone. Read the email.
Yeah, it's for the complete campaign, for the complete drip campaign, which you have set up for a particular domain. So trigger is for the complete one, not for the individual lead.
Unless you finish the drip campaign, but if you let it open, each time you add new emails, it will be the same, just like the other one, all the speakers.
Okay, then Umar says that don't you think using automation?
One second. Hi, listeners and viewers. We are live on Facebook as well, and we are live on Clubhouse as well, right? If you want to ask any questions in Facebook Live, just type in comment box. If you want to ask any questions in Clubhouse, just raise your hand, and you can directly ask your questions to the speakers. Thank you.
Fine. Next, we'll move on to the next question that from Umar. He says that don't you think using automation tools like Snap can result in Google email ban?
This is why I said at the start, you must get a good repetition of your email. Don't start sending automated email just like an idiot. Sorry for the word. When you send the automated email, send just a little email, 5 to 6 to 10, and this is why I recommend starting with sending manually, because sending manually and get a reply will give you also a trust from Google. This is why don't send a lot of email at this is my advice to everyone. And
right,
for the
sorry to interrupt you, Ayoub. Yeah, so you should basically warm up your email ID before starting sending the official emails. And I think there is new feature by GMAS, wherein they're offering you free email warm-up services as well. Maybe I can let you know about that, offline in the Telegram group, the link for that, and you can use that to warm up your emails automatically. And once it's warm up warmed up, then you can start sending emails.
Okay.
Okay, so we move on to next question. That is from Karan. In how much days we have to start sending email after making a new Gmail account?
You can send emails from the first day, but don't send it as for commercial things. Send it to your friends, to your family,
Right.
to warm this email. And after that, after getting trust, then you can start doing commercial things with this Gmail.
On an average, a new Gmail ID takes approximately 2 weeks to warm up. So you have to wait 2 weeks to basically send a commercial email. Okay, and expect less bounce rate for that. Before that, as Ayoub said, send to your friends, send to your relatives, and ask them to reply on that email address so that it gets warmed up and it builds a reputation.
Right. Right.
Next question.
Next question is from anonymous attendee. Utsav, this is to Utsav. How can we get the invitation to sell domain on Clubhouse?
So basically, you're looking for an invitation on Clubhouse. Definitely, you can join the Telegram group, and I can send you the invite for that. So just make sure, Divya has sent you a link in the chat option to join the Telegram. Once you join that, you can just mention that, and I'll send you an invite for that. Thank you.
And guys, those who are asking for the recording, so to tell you again that this recording of this session will be posted on our YouTube channel. That is with the name Urban Skills. So you can always visit there to watch the recorded session. Also, you will be getting an email, follow-up email, post the session once the recording is posted. Then we have next question from Naveen Modi. Should we quote or mention the price of the domain upfront in the first email?
Never. Always show the price when he asks you about it, because you are contacting the buyer to give him some value and create an interaction between you and the buyer. Never talk about price in the first email. Always talk about the price when this person asks you how much, and then you can send them the Godaddy appraisal and give your asking price. Okay?
Okay. So next question is from Amran. Do you go with the same criteria of selecting a name for domains that are already on auction?
Yes. For me, I don't go a lot on auctions. I pick the names from the drop from Godaddy appraisal. I generate the domains using the method that I shared with you, and also go to pending delete and pick up the domains using the discount clip from Dropcash. I don't went a lot to the auctions, but in the auctions, I manually focus on the domains that are registered in a lot of TEs. This is my kind of domains that I mentioned.
I have also one questions to Ayoub. Do you pick domains from Godaddy Closeout as well?
Yes, there is some domains that I pick from Godaddy Closeouts using the same criteria.
Right. And what is your experience about that? Picking domain from the GD Closeouts.
Yeah, I already sold many domains from Closeouts. Sale range from 300 to 900. And also I use the same criteria to pick the domain. So I don't have a problem to pick a domain from Closeout, from the drop, from generation domain, and also from the discount.
Fine, thank you.
Okay, then we have the question. Next question is a question to Utsav. What alias do you use with your business domain name? Is it, for example, sales@domain.com or first name at domain.com or something else? Utsav, the question is for you.
Yeah, so I have my first name dot last name with the business email ID.
Okay. So next question is, this is probably a compliment again. I was wondering if you guys have ever done an outbound session with Yogi and shared the recording link. No, we haven't done any outbound session with Yogi till date. Once we do, we'll definitely be sharing this link. So anonymous attendee, is contacting via contact form is good rather than email?
Okay, first thing that you start, you have to look for the email of the CEO, the president, the director of marketing, someone that have power in this company. If you didn't find, you can contact the generic email, which is info.thedomainname.com, or contact us or marketing.thisdomainname.com. If you didn't find and you find no method to contact them, search for example, Facebook page or stuff like this. The Facebook page, perhaps that you will find the email. If you didn't find nothing, then you will click on the contact form and complete the contact.
Right. So like Ayub said, contact form should be the last option. You should first try to, get the email ID, either from the website or from the email finders, websites we have like snob.io or hunter.io. You can also use Facebook. And I have personally found out many emails on Instagram as well. So you can use Instagram as well, to find out the emails. Most of the people, especially people who own real estate and, divorce, they have mentioned their email ID in their bio on Instagram as well. So you can find from there as well. But contact form is always the last option.
Hey, Ayub, I have one question from Otar. Otar, can you ask? We are live on Zoom. Can you ask?
Yes. Hi, guys. So my question, Ayub, is when you're doing outbound, how long after your first email should you follow up? And when you're doing the follow up, it should be email or it should be phone call?
Okay. I personally use only email. After the first email, I send another follow-up after 3 days. When this person again read the email, I always track to see if this person read the email. After this person read the email, I will send another follow-up. If this person doesn't read the email, I will send them another follow-up, but using another subject line, which also gives you the opportunity to have an exposure in front of this buyer. So personally, I use only email. I already started doing some calls, but I focus only on the emails.
Okay, so we have the next question as how much a full-time domain is?
Yes, you can ask your follow-up, Otar.
Sorry, but so let's say you send a follow-up email, right? Or you send the first email, you get no response. So again, in 3 days you send the follow-up email, you get no response. That's it. You forget about, or do you give it a week or 2 weeks?
I keep sending follow-ups until I sent 5 follow-ups. If this person never reply, one thing, I will let him go at this time. I will let him go and focus on another buyer. If I sold the domain, I forget about this buyer. If the domain was not sold, I will contact this lead again. I will contact person that already interacts with me, and I will see how many times this person have read the email using the email tracker. After a few months, for example, 2 to 3 months, after that, I will contact them again and bring again the leads and start interaction with them and give life to the leads. And I sold many domains just like this.
And, let's say the person asks you how much, you give them price, they don't answer for a while, email them again, the price is 500 or 800, and they say, oh, it's too expensive, or it's not in our budget. Do you tell them, how about we have a payment plan for you? Or do you tell them, the price is negotiable, what can you offer, or here's the price, you don't pay 800, pay 550?
Okay. When someone, for example, asks you about how much, and you give him the asking price and go deep, and again you send another follow-up, and then he replies with, it's too expensive for me. My last sale was like this. The person said to me, it's too expensive. So what we will do? Simply, You will send him some data about the domain name, for example, the search result, CPC. You give the power, the value of this domain name. Also, you will send him some comparable sales of this domain name. For example, this domain name was sold for this price, this one sold for this price, and so on. Just like you say to him that domains like this doesn't sold for less price, no less than this range. For example, the similar sales, for example, you ask about 500, and the similar sales, some of them are, for example, 600, 300, and 200. Then you will give him a small discount of, for example, 10% or stuff like this, and you give him, I will do good method. You can, for example, pay now, let's say, for example, 400, or we can do a payment plan of 2 months and close it. That's
Thank you so much.
no problem.
Okay, so I'll come on to the next question. That is, how much a full-time domainer can make as a newbie using manual sending?
Okay, at the start, it will be a bit harder for you because you didn't do it at the past. So you will start now and send the email. It will it gets you tired. After making the first sale, you will get motivated. You will do it again and again and again and again. And then after doing outbound manually for one domain, you can do it for two, for three, for four. And then when you will make a lot of money, then you can start doing automated. I can't tell you the much the exact uh, income that you can do, but it depends on the quality of the domain name that you pick, the quality of the negotiation skills that you have, and also how salesman you are. Salesman, you will become a salesman after getting a lot of experience. So I can't tell you the real numbers that you can do.
Next question from an anonymous attendee is .NET and .us good for outbound?
For me, I don't recommend doing outbound for .NET, .us, and stuff like this. Always stick with .com. Why? Because when us contacting, for example, people that already own .NET and .us, we always recommend them to buy the .com rather than keeping .com. So for me, I don't recommend doing outbound for .NET and .us.
Yes. The last question is from Vivek. What do you use to track emails sent manually?
Do you use to track email sent manually? I use MailTrack. MailTrack, the tool that I shared with you a few minutes ago.
A lot of tools like Mail Tracker is there. Email, there's one email tracker.website also for Zoho. You can use Zoho Mail Tracker.
Yeah.
I think we are done with the questions from the audience, and I checked the Facebook Live. We do not have any question as of now. So anybody else, if you have any questions, please type in. I think one more question. Can we use MailTrack for multiple email IDs?
Yes, you can use it. And you can also work on the free version of MailTrack. It works better and very good. I personally use MailTrack for many emails. It's no problem.
Same works for email tracker.website, but for Zoho, you cannot do that. Zoho just setups and configures with only one email ID.
So we are done with the question answer from audience. If guys, if you have any more questions, please type in the QA section. And thank you, Ayoub, for answering, and thank you for the wonderful session as well. And we have a lot of compliments for you in the chat section, also in the Q&A section, that it was a wonderful session and elaborated one as well. Now, apart from this, I think Utsav has.
We have another question.
Yeah. For how much domains we have to do outbound in a day?
If you can do it for 100, you can do it. but the problem is finding the good lead, the targeted lead, not only taking any kind of lead and send in. If you can do it for 100, you can do it, but you have to find the good and the targeted, which takes a lot of time.
We have one question from Clubhouse again. Yes, you can ask.
Yeah, so that's sort of the same question I was going to ask. Like, if you're outbounding a name, how many prospects should you be sending email to? You know, how many is too much? How many is okay? Like 50, 100, 200?
The more is the better. If you find 200 targeted leads, this means that you have the chance of selling the domains as fast as possible. But if you find just 20 or 50, I will not say that it's not enough, but I can say that the domain that you pick doesn't have a lot of buyers, which will give you, which will be a bit harder to sell this domain. That's all.
Okay. The next question is average sold domains by month, Geo Domains as a part-time domain.
If you sold, for example, one domain per month, you sell it, for example, for 500. That's an average sale per month. That's, but you must focus on finding the good leads and the good domains. If you find the good leads and the good domains, you will make a lot of sense.
So next question we have, when I put my outbound domains on marketplaces like jan.com, is it better to price them or use make offer only to avoid pricing it lower or higher than the expected price from the potential buyer when doing the email marketing?
Okay. When you list a domain name on DAS or DAN, it is better to do make offer, not make the asking price. But if you see, for example, that people are interacting with you and reply, for example, someone reply with how much, let's say, for example, ask how much, and you go to, for example, Dan, you put, for example, 300, and you say to the buyer, for example, 300. This buyer, perhaps that he go directly and buy the domain. At the start, put, for example, for me, my experience, at the start, put make offer, and after that, put the bin, the buy it now. Okay.
Okay. So next question we have from anonymous attendee. What we have to do if IP and email was blocked and going emails to spam?
I never get this. I just had a ban from Google, but I put the phone number and I get the email back. I never get banned completely from Google.
Fine. Thank you for answering, Ayoub. Probably this was the last question from the audience. So we have a few announcements to make, but before that, I think Utsav had some questions for you. Utsav, do you have any questions?
Yeah, sure. So Ayoub, you said that, for every response you send, for how much you attach the Godaddy value, the appraisal for that, and along with that, you mentioned the asking price. So have you started doing this, after, I think the strategy has been followed by Yogi Solanki, which he mentioned in one of his podcasts with Alvin, right? I think you heard the strategy from there and you started applying that. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct. Yes.
Okay. So were you like following any other strategy before that, or you started with strategy
before
only?
Before that, I didn't send them the Godaddy appraisal, but I send directly my asking price. I give him some value. For example, this domain has search volume, that has a CPC, and domains like this are not cheap. And here is my asking price, or I ask about how much, or make offer. I ask the buyer to make offer. But given the appraisal of Godaddy, make change a lot of change, because appraisal of Godaddy give to the buyer a trust. So when he see that Godaddy appraised the domain for that price, they get motivated to buy the domain.
Right.
But before that,
go ahead.
But before that, I didn't mention the Godaddy appraisal.
Right. See, I think everyone has their own strategy and own, secret sauce for selling domains. If I talk about myself, I have tried, whenever I used to get a how much price initially, I used to tell them the price upfront that this is my asking price. I have lost few sales for that. And then I started using Yogi Solanki's, the one which Ayoub is using, the Godaddy appraisal one. But the only mistake I did was I didn't used to mention my asking price. I just used to mention that this is the appraisal value on Godaddy. How much would you like to offer? And then again, I lost few, potential leads after that. Then I started following one strategy is that, let's suppose if I'm willing to sell a domain for $300, I would ask them that $500 or maybe $499 is the asking price. However, I'm open for offers as well. So this will give a leverage to that buyer that this is the price. However, he can also throw his price as well. And once I'm mentioning $500, so he'll make sure that he doesn't give a price which is like a very low ball, like $50 or $100. So I have seen this thing. If I'm giving $500 a price, so I'm expecting at least more than $200 from their end, which is working, for me. Then I negotiate and, come to maybe 300 or 400, whatever, is the situation at that point. So that thing has been working for me. But I would definitely try what Ayoub is doing, with appraisal, attaching, and then asking the price as well. I will definitely try that, and I'll let you know, if that worked for me or not.
Yes, for making offer, especially for Geo Domain, I already done that in the past, and I think that when I give my asking price, the sell rate is better than asking for price.
Right.
Why? Because Geo Domains that they are not very premium. You can ask for make offer for premium domains, but for Geo Domains, I always ask price. Why? To get a quick sale and have the cash flow.
So before we move on to the announcement, we have one more question from the audience. That is, what % of GB valuation do you quote as your asking price?
Well, sometimes 50% and sometimes 20%. It depends on the Godaddy valuation. If it was, for example, the valuation of 1,000, I can ask for 500 or 600. And if it was, for example, just 800 or 700, I can ask, for example, for 300 and 350. But I never ask for 200, 150, unless the buyer asks about it and negotiate the price and close it for a range near to this price.
Thank you, Ayoub. Thank you for answering all these questions and having a patience throughout. So now I think we are at the end of the section. So now I would like to hand over to Hitesh sir, probably for making the announcement. So Hitesh sir, over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dotnet. Before I make an announcement, let me share my screen first. And this is my screen. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Can you guys? Yes. Okay. So few people are asking me, asking everyone in this chat, like which is the tool? This is a tool, generatedomainname.com. Right? I give you a short introduction or short process how to work on this. As like if I want to search basically a keyword, then I have to put it like real estate agent. Don't write it in a without any spaces, because otherwise it won't result to give you a result in CPC and search volume. Okay, so top use cities at the end .com. I'm generating it for top cities. Okay, yes, it is voted by DN School and couple of other sponsors also. So here is the list. Like this is not available, not available, not available. It's available. It will show available, and when you click on it, it will go to the Godaddy buyers page. Okay. Second tool was people were asking about the mail tracker. This is the Zoho mail tracker. And third one is the email tracker.website. Okay, this is the tools which I'm basically using. And let's finish this off quickly. And now we have the announcement to make. Okay, this is the image. Can you guess something from this image? No? Okay, fine. I give you a very small brief about this. Yes, we at DN School are happy and proud to announce a funding program for upcoming domainers who have started or want to start their domaining journeys in 2021. Okay. It is one of its kind program and the first one from the South Asian region. It is one of its kind program because I don't think so someone in the world has shown any courtesy to basically fund this kind of thing. DNCL will be providing a total funding of 1400 USD. That is approximately 1 lakh rupees in Indian currency for those who are starting in the domaining or have started domaining in 2021. Fine. Under this program, we will be selecting 7 candidates from the list of the aspirants. Okay. So we will be giving a form. It will be a Gdoc form, that is Google Doc form, which you have to fill. And there are few fields to fill up. And you will be basically applying in that way. And we will be selecting. It won't be the selection won't be basically a kind of interview. It would be random. And each selected candidate will get funds up to $200, which they can use to buy any domains of their choice. Okay. So, and the lucky 7 will be chosen on 13th June 2021. After that webinar, after the end of the webinar, the selection will be done through random generator live in front of you. Okay. It won't be like we will be doing it, or we will be basically doing any kind of like favoritism to anyone, or it would be like any interview or something like that. It would be simple random generator where we'll be putting your email addresses and it will generate a list of 7 people who will be basically a part of this program. And in case the person doesn't opt for the program or leave the program in between, then the 8th person will be getting the chance, or the 9th person will be getting the chance to do this. So I will be covering few main points about this. The rest of the discussion we'll be doing on next webinar on 6th, that is next Sunday. You can see now you can see a link on my screen. Can you guys see? It's https://dnschool.org fundprogram/fund program. Okay. And Zabia will be posting this link in the chat box. Simply go to this link, fill in all the details before 12th of June and be a part of this great program. This there is a one catch actually. This funding is only limited to the residents of Indian subcontinent region, that is India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh and Myanmar. The individual should be 18 years old and should have little ability to speak English. Okay, we don't require anyone who should be very good in English, just a little ability to write English, not speak even. And how this program will be working, like it's like the selected 7 will have to find the domains from expired domains, GD closeouts or any other list or source, and you will get approximately 30 days to find your names. These names you will be emailing us at hello@urbanskill.com or any other email we will be providing you soon. And we will organize a face-to-face meeting with you guys, and where I and Jay and few other experts will personally go through your list, discuss these names and your strategies, how you are going to sell these domains, and what are your strategies behind the opting for these domains. Then we will be selecting these domains, registering your domains on your behalf, and then we will be transferring these domains to your accounts. Okay, and then you will have around 10 to 11 months to sell this domain. How you want to do it? It's all 100% on to you, whether it's inbound or outbound, 100% on you. What we want from this actually, that's the main question. We want you to prosper. We want you to become independent. We want your fear to invest in domains go away. We want you to get rid of your hesitation and become confident. Okay. So, and what's the catch? There's no catch in this. Even if you're not able to sell the domains, don't worry. Loss is ours. Loss is of DN School. You don't have to pay anything. But the thing is, if you succeed in selling the domains, if you are able to sell even one domain, two domains, then whatever the net amount you get, okay, suppose if you sell a domain for $100 and sell a domain for $100, and after deducting the DAN fees or after next fees, you get approximately $80-90, then we will be taking 30% of that net sales from you. Okay. And that's it. And if you have any questions, then you can also reach out to Divya Shukla, our community manager at DN School, Utsav Suri, our brand ambassador of DN School, Jay Paudiyal, co-founder of DN School, and of course me, Hitesh, father of DN School. And anything you would like to add, Jay Paudiyal?
Yes, I want to add one thing. Like
this is the form, and this is the form. One more thing. This is the form which will open after clicking this link.
We'll be getting
you click this link. This form will open up, and here you can fill the what? I didn't get you.
I can hear break in your voice actually. Now it is fine. So guys,
if you want to say something.
No.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add some points here. Like we would be choosing winner from random.org, I guess. That's third-party site, right? We would be choosing from
yes, random.org or any other website. Yeah.
Yes, and to apply this form, right? And apart from that, see. In plain words, we would be funding 1 lakh rupees to the South Asian new domainers who had just began their career in 2021, right? And if you would be choosing domain, you would be selling them. We are just funding them to support you. And what we are asking, we are just asking, see, we will guide you, we will teach you, and we are just asking 30% of net sales. If you fail, if it doesn't sell, then loss is ours, right? Why we are asking this 30% amount? Because next time we would be funding 2 lakh rupees. And again, next time we would be funding 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 50 lakhs, who knows? So we want to encourage new domainers from the industry. That's all from my side.
And this is only for the people who are starting from this year, right?
Also, don't look.
No, I have a twin brother who is about to start, and he knows little bit English. He can speak little bit English as well. He can write as well. I think I might ask him to join as well. For this program.
Yes, of course you can. Utsav, you can ask your brother, your mother, anyone to join.
Right.
But it all depends upon the random selector.
Right. And okay, there is one more thing I would like to answer, if you allow. So, like you said,
sure.
This is only for the South Asian region, right? People who are starting. But since we have Ayoub and I think other, our Moroccan friends as well. So I can't promise that 1 lakh rupees from my end, but maybe if you can allow them as well, maybe I can, people who are starting up, from Morocco in this year, I can help them, getting their first 15 names from my pocket. And I think with 15 names, it's a good strategy to start with, outbound, and they can, learn get some experience and start, taking help from Ayoub as well or me. So I can sponsor 15 domains, first 15 domains for the Moroccan people only. Since you're doing for the South Asian people, so I'm happy to do for the Moroccan friends, if you can allow them. I'm happy to pay, for the first 15 domains.
Yes, thank you so much.
We are not able to hear you, Utsav. Your voice is.
Is this only Hitesh sir who's not able to hear me, or is it everyone?
No, I could hear you.
No, I can hear you. Thank you.
Okay, so Ayoub, so like I said, if anyone who's joining new
I'm not able to get you, so your voice is breaking for me. Can you repeat the? Yeah.
Okay, so I was saying, since you guys have, I'm audible to you?
Not able to get you. Yeah.
For me, I can hear you. No problem.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So I was saying, since this program is only for
voice is breaking for me actually. Yeah.
I think everyone is able to hear me properly. There is some network issue. Am I audible to you, sir, now?
No.
For me, yes.
Yeah. Carry. Go ahead.
So I was saying, since since this program is only for the South Asian people, and we have Ayoub and other Moroccan friends, so I was saying that not 1 lakh, but I can sponsor like first 15 domains, for the Moroccan friends, whoever is looking to start with the outbound domain. They can just contact me, and I think Ayoub can make sure that they're newbies, not pro domainers, right? If they can, if they can be honest, I'm happy to help them in buying their first 15 domains, and they can start with outbounding, and they can start earning some money, and then they can do wonders.
Okay, thank you so much. There is one thing.
We have one comment from audience. I think comment from Amran B. He's saying, rather say people came from not Moroccan, rather
because there is
people have come on behalf of Ayoub, not from Morocco. He wants to say that,
yeah, exactly, like Moroccan friends from who are friends of Ayoub, right?
Yes, there is a lot of my audience that they are not in Morocco. There is some Algerians, some Tunisians, some Egyptians, and all Arab countries. This is why
all Arab countries, it's open for everyone, but they should know you, and you should know them that they're starting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
So
and thank you so much, Ayoub.
See, what I feel is, we give training for free. We don't charge. If you join our Telegram group, we don't upsell actually, right? So, apart from what I feel is like, you must have heard about NamesCon, right? NamesCon used to happen in Vegas and America for a couple of years, and NamesCon started their events online this time for I think $19, or for newbies it was free. What I feel is apart from going to NamesCon Vegas or NamesCon Austin to join to learn domaining and spending lakh of rupees, couple of $1,000, learn from free platform like us, like anyone into YouTube channel, like Ayoub, from anyone, and invest those money to buy domain names rather than joining. This is my personal opinion. Rather than joining somebody's course, you should learn for free and invest that amount to buy domain names. And as far as we are concerned, or Ayoub shown their workshop, we are not touching few points or few outlines. We are going into deep. We are going deeper and deeper how to automate snow.io with example. Okay. These kind of webinars we are teaching so deep, and you can ask any questions from us personally, any hour, and we have Telegram group also. That's what I wanted to say. Yes. One point, if you have money, you can also join NamesCon in Austin or Vegas and enjoy your life. I'm not stopping you. Join, right? If you see, that happened in US, and world is so global. So in online, you can learn and you can invest your money into buying domains. That's all.
Thank you, Jason, and thank you, Hitesh. Thank you, Ayoub, for presenting well and sharing the insights with us. Thank you, Utsav, for being there all around. And any concluding remarks from your side, sir?
Yes.
Nothing. That's it. Ayoub is not going to say anything.
I would just like to thank Ayoub, that, he was so generous to, accept our invitation, within a week. So thank you so much, Ayoub, for coming and bringing your friends as well along with you. So thank you so much for that.
My pleasure.
And I hope, we can have more sessions like this in future.
Yes, thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Sure.
I love domain name. I love sharing knowledge. I love meeting people in the domain industry. So I like to be here, and it's my pleasure to be here also.
A lot of people who are watching are also loving you, Ayoub. If you see the chats, you're getting a lot of comments.
Thank you so
They're
much.
ignoring all of us apart from you.
And
Yeah, thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
Facebook Live, we can read comment like Habibi of Morocco.
Yeah, thank you so much. Habibi, Trini.
So thank you, Clubhouse audience as well. And thank you, Facebook audience as well. And we will be posting this webinar on our YouTube channel as well. So thank you to you, YouTube audience as well.
Thank you so
Also,
much.
we have a webinar next Sunday, so make sure that you join us there too. We'll be posting the joining link in the Telegram group as well as the social media page.
Yes.
Okay,
so
thank you all. Thank you for the day. I think we are done for the day. Thank you and have a great day.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
for having
everyone.
me.
Thank you, everyone. And good night. Yeah.
Thank you.
How I can get the Telegram link, please?
I've already shared it in the chat section.
No, he's on Clubhouse. He's on Clubhouse.
He's on Clubhouse.
Okay.
So you can email us at hello@urbanskill.com. We will give you Telegram link there, right? hello@urbanskill.
URBANSKILL.
Yes. See, you can catch me on Facebook. You can catch Hitesh Wadhwa on Facebook or Utsav Suri on Facebook. We will tell you there, right?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye all.
I think there is a guy called Sam who's mentioning on chat, is it Urban Scale? It's not Urban Scale, it's Urban Skill, SKILL. Yeah, Hitesh sir has mentioned that, right? Thank you. Is this Sam Charles by any chance? That $5 guy?
No, it's not Sam Charles, it's Sam A.
Okay.
Chalo. That's it for today. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care. Stay home, stay healthy.
Thank you.
Good night.
Get vaccinated, like Jessa says, right? Get vaccinated. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for having me, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night.